Hi guys, my name is Lavanya and I'm one of the Devops ambassador. Today we are going to talk about one concept related to the skill sets of DevOps resources. This is one of the common question people keep asking. What kind of resource skill sets should we hire or should we look up for? So I would want to highlight some of the differences and the traditional approach and how the concept has evolved. So in order to understand that, let's have an understanding about the different types of skill sets in the first place. The very first one, we call it as an I skill set, which is basically to say I'm an expert in one area and anything and everything related to that area, I'm an expert so I can answer it. For example, let's assume that I'm a cloud expert, AWS expert. So anything and everything related to AWS, I may be able to help you and I may be able to give a solution, which means I'm a subject matter expert. If you look at some technical people, they may not have a very good communicational skill or the other kind of soft skills and all these. So after a while, sometimes they may groom themselves up into a little bit broader perspective. And that is where they evolve themselves into something called as an T skill set. So I skill set is I just keep focusing on a technical work or a functional work, whereas when you're talking about a T skill set, they pick up some skills related to either communication or negotiation or conflict management or something of that sort. So, for example, I'm a person just finishing his or her school. When they are joining a company, most probably they'll be falling under the I skill set. After being there in the company for a bit of a longer time, they will tend to pick up the communicational skills and all these. That is where the T skill sets comes in place. Again, depending on the person's attitude as well as their willingness to learn new skills, they may pick up other skills as well. So that is where it's called as a pi skill set. So they are an expert in one area, whichever their school studies or whichever they picked up along the way, and then something else, which is half of it. So which talks about something like they're an expert in one area, but they have picked up something else. So it's like something like a one and a half. Now, a person from a traditional project management point of view, either they can be an I skill set or a T skill set or a pi skill set. We call it as a pi. Now, when we talk about these three skill sets, you can see this in predominantly in any kind of organization, be it agile or be it traditional, we will be able to look at it. Now, the next one we are going to talk about is what kind of a skill set are we really expecting for a DevOps or an agile implementation? Of course, having all these is going to have an add-on, but we are looking at something like a broken comb. So we have something like this kind of an approach. So they pick up a lot more skills along the way. Like, for example, they know a little bit of cloud, they know a little bit of database, they know a little bit of Ansible, they know a little bit of functional areas. So they just pick up all the skills, as many skills as possible. And that is what they call it as a broken comb. Now, the next question we may ask is, what is the difference between a full stack developer and a broken comb approach? When you look at broken comb, probably these may not be of the same length. So which means when I'm an expert in one area, I've picked up something else. I may not be an expert in the other area. That's why you see the inequality in the lines. A full stack developer is expected to have equal knowledge in all the bones. They need to have equal expertise or the competency skills, which is going to get a little bit longer time, but sure, a person can pick up that skill as well. So they know a bit of programming, they can work on UI, UX, they can work on customization, they can work on server hardenings and testing, security, pen test, all those they will be able to work on. So this is how the entire skill sets have been evolved. Even today, if we talk about it, when a fresher is joining a company, most probably they will either be an I or a T. Along the way, they pick up a pie, and then based on the attitude as well as based on how much they are willing to learn, pick up new skills and all these, they may want to groom themselves into a broken comb, or which we call it as a full stack developer right now. This particular skill set is also called as a broken comb or a dripping paint, because when you take a brush, it just drips, right? So it's called as a dripping paint, or it is also taken as a broken comb approach. Now, what kind of skill set is needed for DevOps and Agile implementation? Obviously, we are looking at someone of this particular skill set. The reason being, any kind of issues, you don't need to wait for someone to come in and solve it for you. Rather, you yourself can take up the lead and you can start working on it. So picking up all the other skills relevant to the tool chain and all these will really help. And that is where a value addition from the resources are taken. Hope this explains the different types of resources and the skill sets that's needed when you're talking about an Agile and DevOps implementation. Come back again with another such concept very soon. Until then, bye-bye.